Before we talk about factories, we need to talk about the world that created them. Because the Victorian factory didn't appear in a clean, organized, "Good morning everyone, please wear safety goggles" kind of way. It arrived like a loud, smoky, slightly terrifying experiment that nobody fully controlled. But everyone just kind of accepted because, well, money. Imagine waking up in early Victorian Britain. Not your cozy, alarm clock, coffee, scroll phone for 40 minutes kind of morning. You wake up to fog so thick it feels like the sky forgot to load properly. The air smells like coal, smoke, and something mildly burnt, like someone left bread in the fire and just decided, close enough. Cities are growing fast. Like too fast. Buildings are rising everywhere, chimneys are multiplying like they're trying to win a competition, and the streets are full of people who all look like they haven't fully recovered from life. And honestly, they haven't. Now here's the strange part. People in this time are not stupid. Not at all. They are living in a moment where everything is changing at once. Machines are starting to do work that used to take dozens of people. Steam engines are everywhere. Production is speeding up. And for the first time in history, it feels like everything can be made faster, cheaper, and in massive amounts. That sounds impressive, right? And it is. But it also comes with a small problem. Nobody really knows what they're doing. It's like giving a group of people a giant robot and saying, "Make clothes." Also, don't worry about the robot arms spinning at 200 kilometers per hour. You'll get used to it. And somehow, society said, yeah, that sounds fine. So factories begin appearing everywhere. Huge brick buildings, tall chimneys, constant smoke rising into the sky like the city is permanently boiling something it forgot about. Inside these buildings, something new is happening. Something the world had never really seen before. Mass industrial labor. Machines replacing hands. Time being controlled by bells instead of the sun. And humans adjusting themselves to the rhythm of metal. But let's slow down for a second. Because before factories became these giant industrial monsters, life was different. Most people worked in small farms or small workshops. You made things slowly. You worked with your hands. If you got tired, you stopped. If the sun went down, you went home. Simple. Easy, but simple. Then industrialization arrived and said, actually, what if you never stopped working? And here's where things start to shift. Rural families begin losing stability. Farming becomes harder to survive on. Landowners change systems. Prices rise. And suddenly, whole families start moving toward cities. Not because they want adventure, but because staying where they are means hunger. And nobody really likes hunger. It's not a popular lifestyle choice. So they arrive in cities like Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, places that are growing fast but not exactly gracefully. Think of it like building a giant machine while it's already running. Parts are flying everywhere. No manual, no instructions, just vibes and hope. Mostly hope. And in these cities, factories are waiting. Big signs of opportunity. At least, that's how they're described. Good wages. Steady work. Secure future. Which is basically the 1800s version of modern job ads saying, join our fast-growing team. But you will cry sometimes. People believe it. Or at least, they want to believe it. Because the alternative is worse. So they line up. Men, women, and children. Yes, children too. Very small ones. We'll get to them later. And no, it doesn't get less intense. Now imagine this moment. You are standing outside a factory for the first time. It's early morning. Cold air. The building in front of you is massive. Smoke coming from the top. Metal gates. A constant rumble from inside, like the building is breathing heavily. You can hear it before you even enter. A low, endless mechanical sound. Like the building is already busy without you. Which is kind of intimidating, honestly. You walk closer, and the smell hits first. Coal smoke. Wetwood. Something metallic. Something burnt. It's not one smell. It's like several smells got into a fight and nobody won. Then you hear the machines clearly. Clanking. Hissing steam. Wooden belts moving. Metal spinning. A rhythm that doesn't care if you're tired or confused or thinking about running away, because it will not stop. And here's the strange psychological moment. You're not even inside yet, but your brain is already trying to adjust. This is normal now. We live here. This is fine. Even though nothing about it feels fine. Now, Victorian factories weren't just workplaces. They were entire worlds. Once you stepped in, your day stopped belonging to you. Time belonged to the factory. Your energy belonged to the machines. Even your attention belonged to whoever was shouting orders that day. And remember, this is just the beginning. No work yet. No injuries yet. Number 14-hour shifts yet. Just the entrance. And already it feels like too much. But here's the most important part of this chapter. People didn't walk into factories thinking, I am entering a place of suffering. They walked in thinking, this might save my family. That might be a better future. I just need to survive. And that's what makes this whole era so heavy. Because it wasn't built on cruelty alone. It was built on necessity, on desperation, on people trying to climb out of poverty using whatever ladder appeared in front of them, even if that ladder was made of spinning metal parts and questionable safety standards. So as we close this first chapter, we're left outside the factory gates. The smoke is rising. The machines are already moving inside. And the city is waking up around it, not knowing yet that these buildings will define an entire generation of suffering, survival, and change. And you're just standing there, about to step inside. Not literally, of course, but in the next chapter, we will. So we're still standing outside the factory. Smoke in the air, noise in the walls. That strange feeling that something inside is already moving without you. And now the question becomes, why would anyone walk in? Because let's be honest, if you saw this place today, you would not say, this looks like a safe and emotionally balanced work environment. You would say, nope, I will go farm potatoes in peace. But in Victorian times, choices were not that simple. To understand why people entered factories, you have to understand something even darker than the machines. Poverty. Not the skip one meal and feel dramatic about it kind. We are talking about long-term, everyday survival poverty. The kind where your options shrink slowly until they basically disappear. Many families lived in rural areas before factories became common. Small farms, small wages, uncertain harvests. One bad season could mean everything collapses. And when it collapses, it doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. So people start moving. Not because cities are magical, but because staying put becomes impossible. It's not follow your dreams. It's more like follow whatever place has food and does not involve starving slowly. And the cities, they know this. Or at least they benefit from it. Because when thousands of desperate people arrive at once, someone is going to hire them. Even if the job is, let's say, not great. Factories become the answer. Not a good answer, but an available one. And in times of desperation, available starts to sound like good enough. Now imagine you are one of those people arriving in the city. You've traveled maybe for days. Dust on your clothes. Tired legs. Maybe a child holding your hand. Maybe nothing in your pockets except hope and confusion. You look around and see smoke rising everywhere. Huge buildings. Noise that never stops. People moving like they already belong here. And you don't. Not yet. Then you see it. A sign. A factory is hiring. That's it. No long interview process. No personality test. No. Please describe your 5-year career goals. Need workers. Apply inside. Simple. Suspiciously simple. You step closer. There are already people waiting. Women. Teenagers. Children who look like they should still be arguing about bedtime. All lined up for the same reason. Or what passes for it. And here's where the factory starts to feel less like a building and more like a promise. A slightly dangerous promise. But still a promise. Because it says, if you come in here, you will get paid. And that is powerful. Even if everything else is unclear. Some factories even spread stories about themselves. Good wages. Steady income. A future. Words like stable and secure are thrown around a lot, even though inside, nothing feels stable or secure. But outside, people don't know that yet. And so, families make a decision, a very heavy decision. They send someone in, sometimes the father, sometimes the mother, sometimes all of them, and sometimes the children go too, because factories don't really ask for the best worker. They just ask for any worker small enough to fit near the machine. That sounds dark, because it is. But at the time, it was just normal. Normal in the same way bad weather is normal. You don't like it, but you still go outside. Now let's talk about children for a second, because this is where the factory world really starts to feel wrong. Children were hired because they were cheap, and because their small hands could reach places adults couldn't. That's it. That's the logic. No emotional complexity, just efficiency. So a child could be working next to massive machines, standing on wooden boxes to reach equipment, moving faster than they probably should, learning very quickly that mistakes are not forgiven. They are punished, or worse, ignored until something breaks. And here's the part nobody tells them before they enter. There is no learning phase. There is no soft start. You are expected to keep up immediately, or you fall behind. And falling behind in a factory is not just a metaphor. It is often physical. But still, people keep coming. Because outside the factory, life is not better. That's the key point. It's not factory versus good life. It's factory versus hunger. And hunger wins a lot of arguments in history. Now, as more workers arrive, the factory begins to feel like a living thing. It eats people in the morning, keeps them for hours, and it releases them at night, tired, quieter, changed, only to repeat it again tomorrow. And from the outside, it almost looks organized, like a system, like progress, like something important is happening. And in which it is, but not in the way anyone standing there fully understands. Because this is the beginning of something massive, not just industrialization, but a complete rewrite of how human life is structured. Time will no longer belong to nature. It will belong to machines. And humans will slowly learn to adjust to that. So now, standing outside the factory, the question isn't just, why would anyone go in? It becomes, what happens after they do? And in the next chapter, we finally step through the gates. And once you're inside, nothing about time feels normal anymore.